The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Ticely Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, HOV Medical and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment.
For the last several years, I have had the distinct pleasure of getting to know Mrs. Lorna Smith OBE on both a personal and professional level. She's my mentor and she's my friend, and I owe so much of who I am, especially professionally, to her. Her work ethic, her determination, and her passion have rubbed off on me, and because of that, I have been able to succeed in many aspects of my life. Being a young professional in the BVI, I do think it's always special to have someone who will put you in the important rooms and allow you to learn and to grow, allow you to be the best version of yourself. She was instrumental in helping me to be confident in my abilities. She has a thing where she says that I inspire her, but I don't think she understands how much she inspires me on a daily basis. She cares, she understands, she's passionate, and she listens. Her care, her passion, and her love of all that she does are just a few of the reasons I think that you should vote for her. We are at a time in the BVI where we need doers and not just talkers. I can vouch for Lorna Smith because she is a doer and she will always fight to ensure that the BVI gets the very best. She's someone we need right now, and I am telling you here today, she can do it. On 24th April 2023, I will be voting for Lorna Smith. And you should too.
In an unprecedented move on Friday, April 14, 2023, His Excellency Governor John J. Rankin, using his reserved powers, recalled the House of Assembly, demanding reviews reports completed months ago be laid and subsequently made public. Now, ahead of the sitting of the House, which is scheduled for this morning, April 17, via phone, we spoke with Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Julian Fraser, and Bishop John Ivan Cline. Good morning, Honorable Fraser. Thank you for taking this call this early this morning, but you know, the territory is at a crossroads and everyone's concerned. As the most senior member in the House of Assembly, based on the development that we would have heard recently from the Premier and the Governor, what it is we are to expect in the House of Assembly today?
Good morning, Kathy. I'm as lost as you are, and I guess most of the general public, and that's unfortunate. Saturday evening, I had a rally down in Parkwood Pond, and I told the folks that I keep hearing people telling me that we're going to the House on Monday, and I told them I had no knowledge of such. All I know is what I'm hearing on the street. I hadn't received a summons telling me that I must come back to the House of Assembly. Saturday, I got a notice telling me that I should ask the Premier to give me a draft of the bill, legislation. I made that request immediately after I got the notice. That was about 11 o'clock Saturday. I saw a message from him later Saturday evening, about 11 p.m., telling me that as far as his recollection was that he did not think that the bill was completed. I sent back and I said to him, well, I would imagine that it was completed because I was told to ask you for it. So he said, let him check. Just after midnight Saturday, he sent me a message telling me that he will be sending it shortly. I haven't seen it since. I haven't seen it since that. Since he said he's going to send it to me. So now it's Monday morning, which we're supposed to be in the House, and I don't know what we're going there to do. I really don't know. I don't want to tell you what I expect, but I don't know.
Did you hear the statement that was issued by the Premier, or see the statement that was issued by the Premier and the Governor?
I'm not going to comment on statements that has been issued. I'm the leader of the opposition, and once a governor decided to reinstate the House, I resume my post as leader of the opposition. If something is so crucial that you had to recall the House, which I don't believe that there's an emergency, the powers that he has is under an emergency. This is not an emergency as far as I am concerned. Then he should inform me that he's going to reinstate the House, and that's supposed to be the case. And why are we going back to the House? I'm not going to listen to the radio to get my message to report back to my constituents and the people of the territory. That's the level of respect that has been meted out to me so far is unacceptable.
And this is on the part of the governor or the part of the premier or both?
Well, according to the Constitution, he's supposed to inform the premier, discuss with the premier of reinstating the House. There's no
He
mention of
as the
leader of
governor?
opposition.
He governor?
The governor, yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mention the leader of the opposition. But I would imagine out of courtesy, at least, he, the governor, would have contacted the leader of the opposition in a matter like this. But I'm not crying over that. That is not something that I am crying over. I'm just saying that even the House of Assembly hasn't sent me the draft bill. They must have had it. I would imagine. So I can't help at this stage.
So, with you being unguided at this stage and confused as well, I guess you can appreciate the state of the people of this territory.
Very much so. That's why I was hoping that I would have gotten something in my hand so I could have probably helped them out. I've been having just about nightly rallies. I had one in Duff Bottom last night, and I told the people what I know. That's all I know.
So are you turning up for the House this morning?
Yes, absolutely. I will be there. They wouldn't go around saying that Fraser didn't show. Fraser will be there. Without information, I can't promise you how much I'll be able to contribute because I don't know what's going on. But I'll be there.
Good morning, Bishop Cline. I know that you have been on the ground and paying attention to the most recent development of government and this territory where the premier and the governor has caused the House to be called again on some matters. To the best of your understanding, can you explain what's going on?
So, yes, the audit coming out of the COI raised some red flags concerning the fast track and the regularization of citizens. Out of that report, there were some people, 688, deemed unlawfully given citizenship status or belonger status. And of course, the reconvening of the House of Assembly, which should only be done in emergency cases, I guess they concluded it was urgent enough to treat it as an emergency and reconvene the House. What I understand is if they don't do it, it can have a questionable, at least questionable results over the election, where you have these 600 plus persons voting in an election that they are not lawfully permitted to. If you do something in terms of striking them off the list, you end up with a legal challenge because the people that you have already given belongership have a legitimate expectation as a belonger that they were given in 2019, simultaneously when they got the residency. They have a legitimate expectation, and if you disenfranchise them, the word the governor used, you put yourself or the country in a particular light. What is the solution that they have come up with is to go and into the House of Assembly and validate them. Now, there are several problems with that. The first approach that was recommended, as I understand it, was present to the governor, send the list to the immigration board, and let them look over the list and make a decision. Apparently, that was not accepted by the governor. That is my understanding, that there are persons on the list who, though they were given the status that they had not even applied, and you can only not apply for belongership if the government feel that you have made significant economic and social contribution to the country. They can use their discretion and give it to you without your application. They can offer it to you. There's no indication that this was done. These people were part of a 1,500 pool. But so they are going into the House today to legitimize or validate 688 persons. The problem we have is you don't know under what conditions they were given the belongership. One lady, after I did a brief live last night, texted me and said, I applied since 2000. I never got my belongership. I'm a resident. I came here when I was a child, and I applied, and I was not. I said, so when did you get yours? She said, I never got it because I was told I need to pay $5,000. I said, it was only $1,500. She said, no, that's what I was told. And the information that comes to me, it is alleged that there are persons on the list who paid $5,000 and $10,000 to get on the list. How do you validate such persons if that is true? And so the whole thing still breeds of wrongdoing. So it will be interesting today to see the angle that will be presented in the House to validate these 688 persons. And will we be able to determine who applied, who did not apply? Were there any further infraction to the law or the process that prejudiced those who had applications in and did not get acknowledged? It is called, from a lawyer I understand, procedural fairness. That these people didn't have money, like this particular person I spoke about. She didn't have the money, so she couldn't make the list. Were there those type of people? So the whole thing is just a debacle, and the people of the territory are incensed about it, and they just need to come clean and tell us what is the genesis of this fast track. Why did you do it in the first place, and how the people were selected, and who are you regularizing today that was deemed invalid?
Bishop Cline, to those who are saying it is not necessarily this administration that should take the fire for it, because this regularization fast track initiative was handled directly by the former premier Andrew A. Foy. Do you subscribe to that?
No, I do not subscribe to that, because the Virgin Islands Party government and the cabinet was involved. They keep, when it's convenient, putting the blame on Foy, which they really have not done because they don't really address all of the really total mess that Andy Foy caused for this territory. But he was not elected alone. We gave them the votes they asked for to represent us, not themselves. Over and over again, we have seen where they acted in their best interest. So to that, I would say, they went along with it. I believe some persons who were elected, I believe, thought it would give them a political advantage come the next election. And now it's backfired. The whole thing is backfired. So it's not just Andrew Foy. Andrew Foy and the government, and I'll say this, what they did was exclude the board from the process. The immigration board was never a part of the fast track process. They went into the House of Assembly, brought a bill. They had the majority to say, let us push the board aside because the board will take too long. The people could have waited until the board vetted the process. They took the board out of the picture. But this is classic Andrew Foy VIP government that has suspended board, the climate change board, took the immigration board out of the equation, and now you end up with this debacle. So I do not subscribe to that argument. They were all a part of it. They were compliant, and they're guilty by association, if not action.
The other fear that we are hearing a little bit on the ground is that with all that has transpired as of recent, should the results of the election come out that the Virgin Islands Party returns to power, there is some fear that this would lend to the United Kingdom suspending the constitution partially due to these anomalies that are coming up.
If you read the letter from the overseas territory minister, in the last line of that letter, the question is asked to the governor, what can we give to you as governor to help make sure these recommendations come into being? And one of them was, do you need more power? The governor in Cayman has more power than our governor. The governor in Turks and Caicos has more power to actually introduce laws into our country without cabinet's approval. It is that type of a situation we have been set up for. If the VIP government returns to power, it is my sense that the UK does not have the confidence in their ability to govern fairly, and I believe they will exercise their right in that last line of that letter, give the governor more power because they won't trust the new elected government. That is my sense.
Okay, Bishop, and quickly, how comfortable or uncomfortable should the territory be in this moment as we await the approach of the 10 o'clock sitting of the House of Assembly?
We are not comfortable. That's the truth is. I don't know how much more uncomfortable we can become, because we heard about award grants. We heard about pension packages that amounts to millions. We heard about your raise. We heard about your private insurance, medical insurance that you give yourself and your family. We've heard so much that have acted in the interest of of the politicians themselves, the government themselves. Now we are hearing the 688 persons were processed, not quite in a valid way. And any blind man looking on to see, there must have been some thought that it will give some political advantage. It does not leave us comfortable, because the truth of the matter is the VIP government, if we don't come out and recognize what has happened to us and we put them back in power, it leaves the country in a very vulnerable position in terms of direct rule or recolonization of some sort by the United Kingdom, which none of us want. And so we can't be comfortable. So we are fighting two fights. We are fighting a fight internally to say the people we trusted to represent us has really given us, in some cases, a 649. And on the other hand, we have to fight with the UK government, who seems hell-bent on taking over our country. It's not an easy fight.
Opiate. Hi, I'm Cowboy, and I'm running for president of Stake. Thank you. And I will meet your needs. Some bathrooms are so expensive to build, they come with security. But at Staycation Butchers, our meats are affordable. People always ask me, Cowboy, where does your salmon come from? Well, our salmon comes from the water. I vote for Cowboy as a vote for quality, integrity, and consistency. So come into Staycation Butchers and cast your vote for me, your next president of Steak. Alexandra Durant approves this message.
No, I don't.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050.
Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year.
Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.